Greetings, I am Lies and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together.
Yeah.
We are into brand new material and the remainder it is so exciting.
It's great.
And
it's fabu.
Also, every single time we boot up this game and I hear the soundtrack, I'm just like, it's so good.
It's so soft.
It's so nice.
And crinkly.
It's like, there's like crackles and there's bells.
Well, I mean, that is specifically, those are wind chimes, which I'm very fond of. So those are the wooden wind chimes, which I think is super cool because I haven't actually heard those for a long time. They used to be really popular
and
now
they
they've
fell
really
out of fashion.
Yeah, like it's actually kind of wild to go. Something that is actually technically considered to be a musical instrument, people used really casually to sort of decorate their front yards.
But it also occurs to me, okay, like I've never thought about it before. Wind chimes are just intermittent ASMR.
Yeah.
That's so good. I didn't even I'm just like, it's sound that will just show up when the wind provides it for you, but it's sound you want and, does good things for you.
At least I hope you do, because man, when you live in windy areas, sometimes you want to die.
Those yards that have 900,000 wind chimes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I despise some of those yards. You're going to have to forgive me. They kept me awake.
My words trail off, but my heart is still pounding. Something boils inside. Wanting release, finding none. Putting a hand to my forehead, I let my eyes close. Ilar's face flashes, their frown, their grin, their lips stopping short of an answer. Over and over. They might be the most infuriating thing here, possibly worse than depression. Okay, I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
That's very good.
That's so good. Possibly worse.
The returns are coming in. Like, low effort joke. It works every time.
Low effort, high return joke. We love those.
Yes.
Yes, it's good. We do that in a lot of our Let's Plays, like full serious joke names that just pay back so much.
Excellently.
Favorite clip still, like Hunter Nia. I'm sorry, Uwu. Or Hunter Uwu. I'm sorry, Nia. Yeah. It was just really good. All right. They might be the most infuriating thing here, possibly worse than depression. And I was even trying to be repentant. Stop wasting your time, I tell myself. Go get the spell, then you'll be free from them. When did we instantly get so annoyed with them? Yes, free from them, from all of this.
I think the thing is there might be some level of going, they are expecting you, especially probably more on a first playthrough, to be more suspicious of Ilar. Not to really want to trust them, to really be like put off by them. But this is one of those things, so I don't want to be too harsh about it. It could just be my perception. Again, Let's Playing does some weird things, especially when you're playing with another person and you're not just reading a thing in your head and just making choices impulsively. But like, with what I've seen so far, the tonal, like, desires that they seem to be wanting to go for, especially with where the story seems to be going and the character choices seem to be going, even with the choices that we're making, they want this to be more uncomfortable. They want this to be more aggressive. They want your character to be more distressed. And I'm not getting that.
And for me, I was like, I don't know, I just went, Ilar is friend-shaped. Like, that is exactly what I got. Well,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that conveyance is not being conveyed to me. If that is the desire that they have for this game, I'm not getting it.
Yeah,
like, I'm having to say, that's what I'm saying. Like, the tone, the pacing, I'm not getting what they're aiming for.
It's okay. It's soft in my head. I don't care what they're after.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, from all of this, and then it faded away.
We had a moment of panic with Errant Kingdom.
I hit the wrong button? I know. Okay, so when we were playing Errant Kingdom on stream, just recently, it uses the space bar to hide the interface.
Yes, which is what other freaking game
right, and all the other ones use the space bar to like advance. And so like my friend just kept going to space bar, and it would just hide the interface. And
well, it's also like because both of the enter keys are on the other side of the laptop, and I'm on the left hand side of it, where the enter keys are not.
So it was a long way over. It's true. Okay.
So I'm trying not to reach entirely into my friend's space all the time.
Nope, gotta reach all the way into my space. Anyway, I thought I killed it when I went to that cutscene. All right. Again, I find myself back in front of the desk, working up the nerves to open the journal. I'm still amazed that we close it every time we leave.
It could be a safeguard thing.
I was gonna say, or I wonder if it closes itself every time.
I think honestly, it closes itself. Like that would make sense to me. Powerful magical object. If it just opens itself, who knows what comes crawling out? If
it just lays there open. Ooh, I kind of love that, actually, because it does have those things that are really intense and can, like, suck your brain out through a silly straw.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it closes itself when you're not actively touching it.
Yeah, until you're the next Nickelodeon Goo Star.
Right? It's, it's not slime time, it's brain time.
Yeah, you've won!
Woo. I open the journal. Whatever danger lies within, I know about the rest. I must know about the rest of this ritual if I want to live. And that's the question. Do you want to live? But perhaps not a frontal attack like before. Peeling open only a gap between pages. I just imagine this sort of leaning completely sideways thing you do, where you get your head almost, like parallel to the desk kind of thing. And then you just sort of, grab the edge of the book and start to lift very gently from the corner. Yeah, exactly. Just one fear.
Terror strikes me.
Spying the number on the corner, then open directly.
I then open
directly to the page after where I left off.
That's actually pretty impressive.
I'm glad you remembered the number. After all your memory problems, that must have been burned into your whole brain.
I'm also like, that is wild because not even we know what that number is. The character has not divulged that information to us, who is in their head.
Well, thankfully, it isn't something we needed to remember because it's not that kind of a puzzle.
Yes,
But it would have been
But especially after the big deal about you need to remember. It would
have been interesting to be like, the images are burned into my brain. The entire page is burned into my eyes.
Right. Have some sort of follow-up or sort of payoff, basically.
Right. Some sort of a setup for this is going to work differently in reference to your memory. Yes. On the other hand, I love the idea of that, and it implies a very smart character, which, powerful Magus should be, and theoretically is. But, when your memory's not working, you don't usually have access to this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's okay.
I still think it's cool, though, but yeah, it'd be neat if there was some sort of setup for it.
Or payoff, I guess, at this point?
This would be the payoff.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Because the setup would have been to, here's why you remember this number.
Right.
And so you mention it quietly when the, page is attacking you in your mind, and then this would be the payoff.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
The fool rushes into battle. The wise divide and conquer. No drawing here. A loose and painfully...
I loosen a...
I can read. Just give me a second to warm up and read, guys. I'm sorry. I loosen a painfully tight grip. Only a page of mantra verses. Even so, I ready my right hand to close the book, in case. My left hand glides over to the words. Do you want to write this down, good individual, good Magus? I would be, because I feel like if you're having a really hard time remembering, just writing it down might be the best course of action. At first, I don't understand them at all, but I stay as relaxed as I can and keep my eyes on them, waiting. Okay.
I don't understand. I can't even read. The books will read themselves to me. The words will tell me what they are. That's sort of horrifying, actually, going, when is it going to bite me?
That, or the experience of going, all right, brain, do your stuff.
Yeah, that too.
Just sort of quietly well, brain, I don't know what this is, so hopefully you do.
Brain, help me. Words, oh no, I'm a creature I'm a tiger in the bush.
A rhythm gradually takes shape in my breathing. First, just a faint rasping, then a low mutter. Is my mouth moving to the letters on its own? Dreadful familiarity. Okay, how many Americans, when they see the alphabet, instantly hear it in their head? Instantly. American children are gonna be I see the kids, people who are raised as children in America and in the American school system, you see the alphabet painted or drawn anywhere in the USA, and you're just A, B, shit. Or your brain just hears the whole melody immediately. Yes.
I know.
Alright. Dreadful familiarity, meaning scratches at my scalp. But when I turn my attention to them, they disperse like skittering shadows at the edge of torchlight. So I relax again and just breathe, and they come back. You do have some clear, implicit memory of what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat. I don't chase them and simply read.
Oh, that's good.
As I read one line after another, a chill spreads into my fingers. The timing with the thunder is beautiful.
Yes.
A feeling like icy water drips onto the back of my neck. The room begins a slow dervish about me. It had been a bit spinny. Now it go again. Oh, that's new.
We're back.
A voice. It's definitely a voice. They're singing something over and over. They know my name. How do they know my name? It is your book, good individual.
Just so you know, you wrote this down.
I would say, in case you didn't know, this is your book.
Or at least was.
Or at least has been said that it's your book.
It was your body's book. Let's put it that way.
You're way more suspicious of Ilar than I ever am. Yeah. Just saying. But also, you seem real angry about your experience. And, like the times that I've woken up real confused in my life, let's see, twice from surgery and once from a big injury, I wasn't suspicious of anybody.
I was a big whiny baby.
Like, I remember nothing, and I was just like, I pretty much, I am baby. And so, like, the level
Allow me to sleep.
Allow me to sleep, or, like, I trust anything you say. I believe it is the truth of all reality. And it doesn't matter if 6 people come through the room. I just believe all of them about everything. It's fine. This person is very organized compared to me and has real specific beliefs.
Yeah, right.
They know my name. How do they know my name? So cold. My breathing stutters.
Vin.
The tune takes a downturn. Tiny needles of cold jab me all over.
I hate you.
Why? What did I ever do? The page flutters in my shaky hands.
And you have the last say, didn't you? To leave me a gasp, without room to retort, without time to respond.
What are you talking about? The singing drops to a haunting whistling. I hold my breath to listen. Words on the edge of recognition.
But you would whistle those tones. They would make you smile. I let you have them.
Quieter and quieter. I press my ear into the page. Again. Good individual. Citizen, you have returned to the exact position from whence you left.
Oh, which was bad last time.
Which was not the good time last time. Just saying. Not that your memory's going to help you, but there you are. Chill radiates from it. It cannot be. How could it be?
How was I to know? Where would I start? I would have had to say it countless times.
Say what? A shrill tone, like a kettle, boiling in the distance. It peaks, glides down, then shatters into a scream that splits the night in two. The sorrow of it. My heart breaks. My hairs stand. Tears stream.
I'm sorry. I said it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 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 Sorry.
Ugh. I can't stop the tears.
Please stop. Please save me from...
I slam the book shut. I push on.
The only thing we've been trying to do is get more information. I think at this point, based on all of our other choices, it makes sense to just keep going.
It really does, because we keep returning and going, I'll try again. No, I'll try again. No, I'll try again. So we're gonna just keep trying.
Yes, we will keep going.
Like, clearly, whatever this thing is trying to tell us something. And, just going from Ilar's experience of, or not Ilar, sorry, from Vin's experience of going, Ilar is suspicious.
Yeah.
Or our character Vin thinks Ilar is suspicious to some degree, or frustrating and irritating. There's this level of going, this is the only thing we've been told that would fix this, and Vin is like, I just want this to be over.
Right.
So the way to go is to push on.
Mm-hmm.
Keep sticking to it. Please, stop. Please? Someone is screaming, pleading. Is that my voice? What's wrong with you? Why can't you get yourself together for once? Hey, it's a panic attack. No, I will not give up at the first sign of difficulty this time. I find the spot where I stopped with a shaking hand and try to read again. Something under my finger pulls my attention away from the voice. Then it happens again. More insistent. I pause, wondering what it could be. Like something on the page? There is silence within me. The voice has lulled. When I turn the page over, A laugh escapes me. I stifle it with a hand. A folded paper bird is tucked within the groove. Keep it, put it back, embrace it. So the page we were on before, if we remembered correctly, didn't have this thing.
Nope.
But now that we're reading the page after it, it has appeared on the page before. And we turn back to it and collect it.
When I turn the page over, it sounds like it's another page.
Oh, so like we read this page, then we moved to the other side.
So remember, so the page that had the sigil and the thing that started, we've gone to the page after that. So the next turn again.
Or it's from this side, if you can see the cursor, over to this side, and the bird was under the other side of this one to the right.
Who knows?
Potentially. Okay. Keep it, put it back. I don't know what it means.
That is up
to
you.
But I'm totally gonna keep it.
Sure.
I kind of want to look at... So sometimes people hide, like, they fold notes up as things.
Yeah.
And since there's already been a theme of, like, letters/notes in this game, I'd be like, look at it and see if it has a note.
Maybe that's what embrace it means.
I don't know. Cuddle it? Hold it?
I mean, like, bring it to you, like, sort of, like, see what it is. Yeah.
Hug
like,
birdie. I must hug bird. I pinch the tip of its wing, inspecting it at arm's length, half expecting it to spring to life or start speaking. Also, I've only seen one of those pushed completely flat, like under a page, like once or twice, and it really does bend them out of shape a bit. You really have to like restructure them a little bit.
Yeah, you do.
It merely looks at me. Nothing to say. That's new.
Everything in to talk to me or make me talk or something.
Or something. Also, I'm just like, I still enjoy that Vin is just talking to objects and just talks to themselves. There's something alluring about you, but who knows what you're hiding. I slide it into a pocket. Ilar will know about you. But that page, I must find a way in somehow, and soon. Remembering the chill, I shudder. Not right now. I can't hear again so soon. Maybe go back and rest, then try once more. I wonder what Ilar will say. They'll understand, right? Push on still means stop.
Yeah.
They'll understand. I turn and walk toward the debris. I reach the couch soon enough, but Ilar is nowhere in sight. I cough and say, Hello? Ilar? Still hearing nothing but the buzzing, I drop into the couch, wondering if I'm back sooner than I expected. The softness of the couch makes my exhaustion catch up to me. Perhaps I'll lean back and rest a few blinks.
You're back early,
says a voice right next to me, making my heart lurch. For Luna's sake, don't...
Laura.
Sorry. For Laura's sake, don't do that. They blink at me.
Do what? Speak?
Appearing out of thin air. And disappearing, for that matter. It would be altogether better if you could give me a warning next time you're about to pull one of these tricks. Ilar shrugs and grins. Do they listen? I draw in a deep breath and almost give them an earful about respect and personal space, but something about their grin stops me. I left the air out.
I let the air out.
I let the air out. My chest, the lingering chill inside is fading from just having another soul to talk to. I found something else out there. An eyebrow raises.
You did?
A bird made out of paper. Or folded into paper? No, a paper bird. A bird folded from... Oh, sink it. Let me show you. That sounded so charmingly confused, to be honest. I remove the bird from its nestling place and hold it to Ilar, hoping that they'll recognize it, hoping it's a piece of my past. For a few blinks, Ilar stares at it.
I hope for both our sakes that that's the spell we need.
They don't hide their annoyance and make no move to take the bird. Well, no. I managed to whisper.
I do think it's really interesting that, like, so, as far as I can tell, the writers are really like, you must be in conflict with Ilar, period.
Which is
And weird. I actually find that to be really frustrating, And I wonder if basically, like, if you're not in conflict then with Ilar, what happens? Like, does this whole, like, if you just make choices constantly being like, sure, I'll pick basically what I think is more amenable or more polite or whatever, and they're like, no, but you have to fight or argue with them. What are you doing? And I'm like...
Or if you're not feeling it and all of its conflict in some way or another, do you basically get total dissonance with the game itself?
And that's kind of been my problem, and I've mentioned that, going like, I think this actually might now be a story issue, in my opinion, of going, you want, actually, as far as I can tell, us to actively dislike or distrust this character that we literally have no information about, other than basically, Vin doesn't like them, and I'm like, I don't understand why, because I'm not accessing your...
That's what I was gonna say, I'm not connected to Vin's irritation or anger.
No, me neither.
It took me forever to pick up on it, and then when I did pick up on it, I was like, okay, I can now recognize the author's words and intentions here of going, this is what you're writing when you mean irritated, when you mean frustrated, when you mean I don't like it. But it doesn't mean I feel it. I haven't connected to why Vin feels that way. And so for me, this might be really accessible to other reading audiences, and that would be great. But for me personally, I'm like, it'd be really helpful if there was more of Vin talking about what it is they're feeling. Even if their memory is scattered and they know nothing about who they are or whatever, they could talk about either the rising distrust or the irritation with this person, or I just keep being angry with them or something.
Or again, I'm like, to me, what's been contributing in part to it is the choice of writing style, if that makes sense. Again, for it being a little bit flowery, a little bit more detached, a little bit more like, let's be atmospheric.
It's a little atmospheric, yeah.
And so you're really like, you're not being this, here's this hard snap hitting point, here's this thing.
It's not very
it's not clear or
visceral in a lot of places.
And I'm like, and if that's what you want, again, I'm not accessing this either. I'm not saying that it's not nice and it's not pretty, but I am sort of getting now confused, going like more aggressively, I think, now in this episode than all the other ones, going like, okay, now you really keep trying to push this and I don't understand.
I keep going, why do you want us to be angry? I just want to get along.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, we literally don't have any information. What is Vin's deal? Like, right. I think more in this case, this is now more about, like, Vin, I think, than Ilar in this case. So.
And I imagine Ilar is going to get more irritated, but, like, again, if Ilar's life is on the line, and we do have a strict time frame, what have you, then I'm like, it makes sense that they're like, look, I can't walk over there and do this. It has to be you, and I'm having trouble directing you as a tool, and, dude, like, it might not be right this second, but we're both gonna die, you know? Alright, well... no.
And I know there is some amount of going, why would you trust someone? And I'm like, I don't know.
Why wouldn't you trust
Why
them?
wouldn't you? You literally have nothing else, so...
I manage to whisper. Their expression darkens. But listen, I was reading the mantra, and it spoke to me. Knew my name. It was dreadful. I thought I might lose it, but this bird saved me. Something feels special about it. Is that what happened?
In other words, you were distracted.
Sounds reasonable. What? No. I don't think you understand how hard it was.
I don't think you understand how much effort it takes for me to maintain your vessel. I'm giving you what precious little is left of me, and you insist on squandering it.
Ow. Okay, but like that that implies so much, like I'm literally using up my life energy to sustain you to try and solve this problem. And that is the whole thing of we'll both die. Because it's possible that Ilar could have walked into the room and been like, oh, that's a big ass nope, and closes the door and just leaves.
It's also like you might be able to make your own heart vessel and it doesn't cause really any drain on you because it's your experience, but maintaining somebody else's. And if now we're still going more with the theory of, hey, you're actually already dead, now I'm even more curious, going, I think we're dead. And Ilar is trying to keep us from dying all the way so that more people don't potentially die. That's my suspicion.
Just so they don't lose us.
Yeah, that too.
That too. Like sometimes it's just as simple as I'm not really thinking about the bigger picture. I just don't want you to die. Like actually, permanently. But like, yeah, that's a heavy statement of just using yourself up to stain someone else. They get louder with each sentence. I flinch. As I'm about to retort, the bird pops up from my hands and, with a few crisp crackles, unfolds flat, revealing lines of text. We gawk at it. That face is still extremely charming.
Oh, it's very cute.
It's very cute.
You know, normally I would cheer you up by making a joke or making a cake, but I can't bring myself to do that at this time. You failed once a few dozen experiments, whereas the rest of us succeed once in as many tries. Besides, one of Magi's career is built upon but a bedrock of failures. Sulking, maybe this'll lighten your mood. Ever yours, Ilar. P.S. I lied. Lemony crumples are in the kitchen.
Oh my god, that's really cute.
That is really
But
cute.
also that does suggest, a level of distress and tension of going... To me, it suggests that Vin is kind of a drama queen, or like really strongly self-deprecating in that way. Of going, this has gone horrible, everything's failing, I never make any good art, as it were. I was gonna say, nothing of my stuff ever succeeds, and it's like, you've failed one in a few dozen things, whereas other people succeed one in a few dozen.
Yeah.
You're doing great, you're amazing, I admire the fucking shit out of you, I would strive to be 1/10 as good as you are, kind of thing, or most people would.
Right, and you'd be like, chill!
I'm not even gonna cheer you up. Actually, I still really love you, I made the thing to cheer you up anyway.
This again,
but it sounds stressful,
Yeah.
But listening to someone attack themselves, especially someone you care about, is really painful. Actually. It's a letter, I whisper. Why is this symbol glowing?
A distraction, like I said.
Not for me. It could be a little piece of who I was. I'm already starting to read it.
No!
In a quick motion, Ilar snatches the letter from me and holds it up.
You'll jeopardize both of us with your curiosity. I'll not allow it.
They make to tear up the letter. Stop it! I shout, grabbing after the letter, catching Ilar's wrists with both hands.
Again, I think the problem is now that we're having here is I don't care about Vin's memories. I don't care about Vin's journey to find themselves, and I haven't been given the access of why it matters so much to them, and I think that's basically the problem. That is, because the thing is, unfortunately, and this might just be us, we have spent far too much time with amnesiac characters, and they get really frustrating.
There's a lot of that, and that a lot of amnesiac characters, especially in the visual novels or otome games that we've played, really are just focused on who was I. But also I've seen it in movies too, of the who was I need to know. But every person that I've met in real life, and it's been a surprisingly high number, plus my mom. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk about my mom for a minute. And this is, again, not a negative critique on the game. It's a personal statement on why it's probably hard for me to access, because what my friend said rang really, really true. In reference to, I'm not connected to why Ilar cares so... Vin. Why Vin cares so much about going, but who was I? So my mom has a seizure disorder, and she has regularly lost large chunks of her memory throughout my life. And she's never really thought about it at all. She's never sought it. She's never even, she'll feel guilty sometimes when I go, hey, this thing, and she's like, I just don't remember that. And because she's got, some self-esteem issues and stuff, but she never goes, God, I wish I could remember that. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I need to find my past. I need to remember these things. She's lost weeks and months and years of her life on occasion, and most of the time when she comes out of a really intense seizure, she doesn't remember who anyone or anything is, and then bits of it slowly come back over the course of hours and then days. And things like, oh, that's my daughter, usually comes back within the first hour or two. I think it pretty much always has, except for once.
Right.
I'll say, and then things like, the address of the house and stuff might take weeks or months if it comes back or if she has to relearn it. And she's a fully functioning person, can, cook, can drive a car, can, go out on her own. She's, capable of living on her own. That kind of thing. It's just when these things happen, it fucks up her memory, and she has no attachment. So maybe that's why I have such a problem with Amnesia Plus, because I didn't even think about it. My mom is so normalized in my life that I never thought of her as an amnesiac, because, you think of her as your mom and someone with a seizure disorder. She's just disabled.
Even if she has amnesia.
Never, ever sought any of her missing memories at all, nor felt like she was acted like she felt like she was less of a person because of it, or been I really need to remember that, or anything. Even when I'm yeah, that one guy you dated, back when I was, a teenager or whatever, and she's I don't remember him at all. And there's kind of a shrug or whatever, and or various presents or events or anything, and it's not a distress or a quest or anything. Anyway, so I think you kind of hit it on the nose there, going, I'm having trouble relating to Vin's struggle and thereby to Vin's emotional experience. That one.
Which is interesting. Yeah, so I feel more for Ilar here more than I do for Vin. I'm actually kind of frustrated at this point with the main character, which is interestingly enough, been a really big feature of my life where I'm like, other characters, they typically make more sense than your basically main character, your focal point character, which is where I'm like, here we are again, me not caring about the point of view character.
And I do, like, if we assume that Ilar is telling the truth, which I have straight out, in the sense of like the direness of the situation and the, you know, like the experience that's going on, what the facts are,
right,
and what needs to be done, I'm like, Ilar is in a really much more like tenuous, intense place than like say Vin is in this case.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's like, I don't dislike the game.
No.
Important to take that away.
It is like one thing I think to recognize out, and particularly say it again out loud, going like, this is actually getting harder and harder because of these particular reasons. And I'm feeling like it's now actually starting to actively interfere with my interest in some of this and actually wanting to critique more of it, because I'm just going like, now I feel like I'm being sort of kicked in the face, going like, I don't get ya.
I was gonna say,
and now I feel like I'm having to fight to understand or
it's making immersion harder.
Yes.
Because if I don't understand the main character, the point of view character, then I can't understand the entire thing.
Yeah.
And I keep trying to go, okay, what are you so angry about? And it's like, well, I don't know who I am. And it's like, but why? Even like an hour since you've woken up and you remember nothing about the entire world, why is the most important thing who you are? and maybe that's a mystery they're going to deal with and solve, going, there's a reason why this character is focused on this. There's something specific about the magic or something specific about their mind, you know?
Right.
And that would be really interesting to me. I would like that, but it's in the meantime, it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I really like the story, but we are a little bit out of time in this
yes,
one.
we are. But thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you're having a good time with us. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We have some links in the description down below. We've also got a link to Twitch if you would like to watch us stream live. We would love to see you there. We love hearing from you guys that come over from YouTube. It's been fantastic. Mm-hmm. And also at the same time, please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon.
If you want to support us more directly.
Yes, it has been super helpful in that area as well.
Yep.
And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!